inside of the lip of this bushing. And the tricky part is to get it in there and to tighten this so that it keeps them apart. So I'm going to put it in first, but I'm also going to at the same time make sure that these ends are underneath this cone. And spread them out, and then I'm going to pull on it a little bit to apply pressure. Alright, so by holding this steady, you wanted to tighten on this to keep these tongs spread apart, but you don't want to turn this because you'll turn the bolt out of the center of the attachment. So it's in there firm, and I'm going to give it a shot here. Looks like we got the that's not going to work. There we go.
There she goes. Alright, so here is one more crazy thing about the 2002 Dodge Dakota. Right here are the differential bearings where the stub shafts for the half shafts insert into the differential. Now, we just took out this side on the right. That's the passenger side bearing, and the one on the left is the one for the driver's side. Does the class notice a difference? The parts lists list these parts as the same on both sides, but when you remove them, you find that the one on the driver's side is a roller bearing. The one on the passenger side is just a straight bearing. Now, if you go to Dodge, they give you two of these. If you go to an auto parts store, they give you two of these. So the decision now becomes whether to use two of these or two of these. But I think what we're going to do is return it to the way it was by using one of the parts store roller bearing and one of the slip bearing. Just another crazy thing about this truck. So to get the bushings out of the upper control arms, I had to figure out a method. So the first thing we did, and we're only showing you the last side because it took a minute to figure out, but we put a bolt up on top of the one side. And then pushed the main bolt through with the press so that it would expose the bushing sleeve. And we'll show you that on the next step, but here we're just gonna go ahead and do the we're gonna go ahead and push the bolt through with the press. Putting the nut on top here is going to protect those threads from getting crushed. We center. And what do we have for movement? Yeah, it feels like it loosened up. So as we get down further, we're going to be hitting up against the washer, which will start pulling that pushing that collar down. And I think it's loosening up now. There we go. don't want to... Okay, I think we're at the limit there. Is it
Okay.
hitting that bolt?
Not yet. But it didn't go as well as the other one. I think we just pushed it. Yeah.
Okay, well, the washer's busted, but that means we just got to replace that washer. So we'll release the pressure. And then we'll go to step 2. So you'll see here that by doing that, we were able to get the collar here to lift up a little bit. Now we'll be able to use a 2-jaw puller and get under that lip and pull that off.
Now the trick to this is we have to put it in the second holes first to get the angle, and then once we get it out, we're going to have to move it down to the second holes because we're going to run out of travel.
It's a good popping sound.
Yep. Now, as you can see at the top here, we've run out of travel on the bolt, so it's time to get it off and move it to the second hole.
Just be careful because the bolt down at the bottom is going to start touching. So on this one we had to go back and forth to the press a couple of times, but now we're finally getting this outer sleeve off. So actually, hopefully the outer and the inner sleeve. Or not.